I'm Claire and today I want to talk to you about something pretty cool. Actually, I'm Claire. This is just an automaton that I made. An automaton is a mechanical object that mostly on its own carries out an action when set in motion. For example, I need to turn this handle, but then my automaton carries out a set of actions to wave. If we look closely, we can see a few different parts to my automaton. When I turn this handle, it spins this wooden stick called an axle, which turns this wheel called a cam, which then makes the hand wave. This automaton is pretty simple, but they can be much more complicated and have lots of moving parts. This automaton is mostly decorative, but it can still be really useful for helping us learn about mechanical movement. Automatons have been around for a lot longer than you might think. One of the earliest described automatons, a steam-powered wooden dove, dates back to the ancient Greek philosopher Archytas, who's been described as the grandfather of robotics. Different cultures throughout the world have explored robotics for centuries. Engineers have come up with loads of creative ideas, from Ismail al-Jazari to Leonardo da Vinci. You might assume that automatons are designed purely for creative reasons, and you wouldn't be entirely wrong. Most of the early automatons were realistic depictions of animals and plants. They were designed to surprise people with how lifelike their movement was. But not all automatons are just creative. They can also be functional. Mechanical clocks are one of the earliest functional automatons that we still use to this day. Every hour on the hour, a bell is hit the right number of times to tell us what time of day it is. It might look like the clock is acting under its own control, but actually it's just carrying out a series of actions it was designed to do. I think we should get designing our very own automatons. I'd quite like to make a planet that can spin around. So to do this, I think I'll need a wheel, or cam, that spins in this direction, like a bike wheel, which then turns another wheel sitting on top of it, called a cam follower, in this direction. To do this, we'll need 7 pieces of cardboard that measure 15 centimetres by 5 centimetres, a ruler, some scissors, some tape, 2 wooden skewers, a pencil, and some craft supplies to decorate. Step 1. Using 4 pieces of our 15 cm by 5 cm cardboard, make a square frame by taping each side together. Step 2. Carefully cut 4 right-angled triangles out of another piece of cardboard and tape them into the corners of the frame to make it sturdier. Step 3. Carefully make small holes in 3 sides of the cardboard frame. Try to keep the holes as centred as possible. If it helps, draw 2 diagonal lines connecting the corners of each side. Wherever the 2 lines cross is the centre point. Step 4. Now we need to make the spinning wheels, or cams. To do this, take another piece of your cardboard and cut out 2 circles with a diameter of about 5 centimetres. Use a circular object as a guide if you need it. Then, carefully poke a hole in the centre of your circles. One circle will be a cam and the other will be a cam follower that sits on top of the cam and spins in a different direction. Step 5. Thread a skewer through one of the holes in the side of your box and wrap a small piece of tape around the middle of the skewer. Then slide the cam over the tape. Finally, thread the end of the skewer through the opposite side of the box. The wooden skewer should act as an axle, and turning it should spin the cam. Step 6. Wrap a small piece of tape at the end of your other skewer and slide the cam follower onto it. Be sure to use enough tape so it won't slide off. Step 7. Make sure the final hole in the frame is facing upwards and feed the skewer with the cam follower through this hole. Adjust the cam underneath the cam follower so they're touching. Step 8. Tape your last piece of cardboard to the back of your box at about the same height as the cam follower. This will stop it moving around too much while it spins. Step 9. Try spinning the skewer attached to the cam. It should now make the cam follower and the skewer attached to it spin. Don't worry if you need to make some adjustments. Step 10. Now we need to make our spinning automaton look great. Remember, I wanted to make a spinning planet, so I'm going to draw that. But you can get creative and make whatever you want. Now, let's stick our creation to the skewer attached to the cam follower and give it a spin. How does your automaton work? What happens if you change the shape of your cams? Keep experimenting and see if you can change the way that your automaton moves. Maybe it can go up and down or side to side. Here, I added 2 more cams to move 3 objects up and down. I made the holes in the cams off-centre, so they move up and down at different times. Engineering is all about experimenting, so if your automaton doesn't work at first, don't worry about it. Just keep changing and retesting your design to see what movements you can create. We would love to see your automatons, so send us photos or videos of your creations. Thanks again for joining me today. See you later!